All right, now we're going to move on to division. And remember, you can use long division, you can use synthetic, or you can use what I call the tic-tac-toe method. Something like this, where you just have v plus 4, you really should use synthetic. So you put -4 over here, and then you copy down the coefficients. And notice I have to the 5th power, so I should have 6 terms. Let's count. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I should have 6. It's always one more than the exponent. So that tells me I'm missing some stuff. And where I'm missing, I am missing my 0x to the 3rd, and I'm missing my 0x squared. And I guess those are v's, so I better change that to a v. That's very important. You have to put the zeros, and these zeros are actually going to go, has to go in this order. So it's going to go right there. So now I can type in the numbers. My numbers are 8, 32, 0, 0, 5, and 20. Now from there is not too bad. You bring down the first number. That's 8. You take 8 times -4, that's -32. You add those two, add to 0. 0 times -4, that's 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 times -4 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 times -4 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. And 5 times -4 is -20. Add those, and I get 0. So I just found that 0 is my remainder. Okay, so that means that v plus 4 is a factor if they ask you. Now here's the hard part. So if this is 2v to the 5th and you divide it out of v, that means that this one's going to be your v to the 4th. You went down one. So you're going to have 8v to the 4th. You don't need to list out 0v to the 3rd. You don't need to list out 0v to the 2nd. You don't need to list out 0v to the 1st. But this would be your plus 5. So you got 8v to the 4th plus 5. And if they ask, remainder 0. So notice I didn't put down the 3rd term, 3rd exponent, 2nd exponent, 1st exponent, because those are 0. Now a problem like number 7, you cannot use synthetic because it's x squared. And so what I would do, and I've kind of become pretty fond of this method, is you work yourself backwards. And so I need two terms for that. Okay. And I have to the 4th power. So I usually just make a bunch of these and just kind of see what happens. So I put x squared plus 2 over here. And if you want to do this long division, that's fine. I'm just going to do it this method. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put x to the 4th right here. And then I ask myself, x squared times what gets x to the 4th? That'd be x squared. I'll then take x squared times x squared, get x to the 4th, and x squared times 2 is 2x squared. Now, I didn't end up with anything to the 3rd, because that's x squared, that's 2. And notice, what I want these two to add up to 7. So what does that need to be? 2 plus what, 7? That has to be a 5. Okay? And that's how I get my 7. And then I ask myself, x squared times what's 5x squared? That'd be 5. And 5 times 2 is 10. And I wanted the 10. So I don't need to add any more. I already got the 10. The 10 is right here. And I already had a 10. So there's no remainder because I don't have to add anything else. So what I just found is the quotient, when I take this divided by that, that's just x squared plus 5. So my answer is x squared plus 5, no remainder. All right, now, can you name the two perfect cubed identities? This one's actually pretty easy. That's the a cubed minus b cubed. And then this is where I sometimes get confused. I know that's an a, I know that's a b, I know that's a squared, and I know that's ab, and I know that's b squared. And the other one is very similar, but this one's going to be a cubed plus b cubed equals, and it's a b a squared. So the formula is exactly the same. Take a times b and b squared. So the thing I remember, and actually I just learned that this year, how do you know? So the word is soap. So if that's negative, then what we're going to do, we're going to do the same. So same sign goes here. That's a S for soap. Then opposite. So it was a negative, plus, always positive. So remember, same sign, opposite, always positive. So for this, for the plus, it's going to be the same. So that's going to be a plus. Opposite of plus, always positive. So I just named the two perfect cubed identities. Now what that means is I could use that to factor. So 27x cubed, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. X times x times x is x to the third. So I got 3x to the third. And 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to recognize that this is my A term, and that's my B term. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to rewrite it. So remember, I'm using the minus one. So it's A. What's A? A is 3x. What's B? B is 5. What is A squared? A is 3x. 3x squared, that'd be 9x squared. And then this means A times B. So what's 3x times 5? That's 15x. And then you take your B squared with the plus. B is 5. 5 squared is 25. So I just did A cubed minus B cubed. Now let's do A cubed plus B cubed. 64. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. X times x times x is x to the third. So I get 4x to the third. And a lot of kids forget about this, but 1 times 1 times 1 is 1 to the third. And I'm just going to put this over here and drag it. So A is still 4x, B is 1 in this case. And I'm going to drag it there in a second. So first thing I do is I put my A term and my B term, 4x and 1 with the plus sign in between it. I then square my A term, that's 4x. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. I put a minus there, and I put A times B. 4x times 1, that's 4x. Put a plus, always a plus. B is 5. 5 squared is 25. So I just factored this.